Great memories of Canada Olympic Park and the curling that was happening at the Max Bell not far away back in 1988 when curling was a demonstration sport. Linda Moore, of course, our longtime partner, was the gold medal winner in ladies. Eigel Ramsfeld won the gold medal on the men's side. Ed Lukowicz, representing Canada, won the bronze medal when it was a demonstration sport in 1988. But today is also a big day because it marks the 15th anniversary of the gold medal win for that man, that team, Russ and Brad, in Pinerolo. And February the 24th of 2006. A special moment indeed for the entire team. That included, of course, Brad, Mark Nichols, Russ, Jamie Korab, and Mike Adam. And it is really very nice to have joining us. A little bit of a surprise for you. Brad Gushue, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing really well. It's hard to believe 15 years, isn't it?
It is very hard to believe it. It feels like forever ago, but it also feels like yesterday. I remember it so well, but a lot has changed in 15 years.
Well, it's always, it's like yesterday, it's like today, because he's got his gold medal on every day. He just, he walks around with that. Go ahead, sir.
I always see him with that toque on, too.
It's the hair. It's the problem with my hair. I'm always cold. Brad, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I heard from Toby today. The greatest.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to him. I want to say happy belated birthday to you as well. I hear you're a pensioner now.
Oh, that hurts.
Thanks, Brad. That was good.
Yeah, old age security is coming. That's right. What do you remember? I mean, for me, being at home and watching it, for me it was, yes, of course, the gold medal, but it was the reaction of Canadians generally, but in particular, Newfoundlanders. Because you were, if I remember correctly, all the schools were given the day off to stay at home and watch it.
Yeah, it was incredible. And back then, obviously, the internet wasn't as widespread, and we didn't have smartphones. And I think it was the day after we won our semifinal game, we went back to the village and went to the internet cafe. That's dating myself and Russ a little bit, the internet cafes. But we went on the internet and we found out that they were closing the schools. And that was the real moment for me where I started to get real nervous and realize how big this was, that essentially the whole province was shutting down to watch our game.
It was very,
just freezing? Sorry?
very reminiscent of what happened to you and the team when you won the Brier a few years ago in St. John's. I mean, that again, you remember we had all the power failures and it was like a tornado blew through. And then the power went out and the province and the premier said we're going to get the power back to the hospitals first, and then we're going to make sure that everyone has power so they can watch the final on TV.
Well, I remember I went down to the bottom of the rink, and I think the power went in the semifinal game, if I'm not mistaken, or It might have been the other playoff game. And I remember they had the guy from the power company, and I believe the mayor was there, and they were discussing, and they were diverting power to the arena, which I thought was pretty incredible to make sure that the game could go ahead. And the city was just so electric that whole week when the Brier was here, and we were fortunate enough to cap it off with a win, but that was a special week.
Yeah, it was. You only have to add 9 feet, I think, is what Brett Gallant said to you. You made the draw. Let's, as we just watch this, Shannon Burchard, as we play here in the fourth, 2-1, Team Canada leading, and Team Canada does have last rock. We do want to speak a little bit about the upcoming, and it curled a little bit too much, and she'll just touch it over, sit back at the button. Of course, the Tim Hortons Brier will be here in the bubble beginning on March the 5th. So let's take a look quickly at the field and take a look at where you are. You're in Pool B, and you will be opening against John Epping. What's your thought on the pool play and the people that you're going to be facing?
Yeah, I thought we had the toughest pool, but then I looked at the other pool and thought that was pretty tough as well. It's an incredible field, and the fact that we went to 18 teams now, you're essentially getting all the top teams in Canada, and there's really, I don't want to pay any disrespect to anybody, but there's not none of the top teams are missing. They're all there, and the fact that there's only 3 playoff spots for 18 teams is a little scary going in, but the women are facing the same thing here this week at the Scotties.
Yeah, the approach, Cheryl said earlier today, you approach it in 3 segments. It's not a total picture, it's all snapshots. As we take a look at the next grouping, Pool A, first goal would be obviously to get out into the championship pool, so you're looking at top 4 and then eventually 3. But you're right, have a look. I mean, it's Jacobs and Botcher and McHugh. Look at the number of people all the way down. It is a very, very tough Tim Hortons Brier field.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple really good teams that don't make it to the championship round. And the last couple of years I've always said it's the best Brier field that I've played in. And, this year, it's even better. And there's going to be some really top caliber teams that aren't going to make it to the championship draw, which is hard to believe. And, we haven't seen that in the
Well, and then listen, and the difficulty is the bubble, the lack of the fans. Although your dad is here in a picture, and the Gushue girls are here as well, it's difficult because you are going to. It's not just what happens on the ice, and all the curlers here would tell you the same thing. It's how you handle the off ice and going back to the hotel and not being able to socialize as you might. So there are the added little the tweaks and things that you have to deal with.
No, absolutely. And we as a team have spent really the last 6 weeks discussing all the situations that we're going to face and how we're going to handle them. And for us, you hit the nail on the head. There's 2 big things. One is not having the crowd there. And, we've been pretty blessed in my curling career to be, have the crowd on our side most of the time. And the other side is just that kind of loneliness of being in the hotel room, like when you're not playing, and the requirement to separate from your team and be separate from the other teams. Over the course of, really for us, it's going to be close to 8 weeks that we're going to be there. It's a pretty daunting task when you think about it going in.
Well, we wish you the very best. It's a really nice surprise. Russ's eyes lit up here, and he's smiling still. Congratulations, 15 years. It's a wonderful memory. Safe travels, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks here in Calgary.
No, thanks, Vic. I appreciate the opportunity, and happy anniversary, Russ. It's a great memory for both of us, and it's something we'll always share together.
You bet. See you in a week.
See you soon, Brad. Thanks so much. Brad Gushue, who we'll see at the Brier, celebrating 15 years from that gold medal win in Pinerolo in 2006.
You got it.